Okay, so we can observe that we have a basic triangular feature here, just showing from the tip of the main finger down using the knuckles, and you can see the similarity here. Okay, we've picked these spots here, and if I zoom in, you can see how we're not featuring any of the wrinkles, and we're not concentrating on any of this part. We're just building up the shape of the hands first of all, and then you can see we're trying to capture some of the main dark areas. And if you squint your eyes ever so slightly, if you squint your eyes, you'll see the dark areas. And you can only just see through your eyes, and you can see the dark areas here replicated over here. Okay. So let's just step us on a little bit and see that we've moved on a little bit. We've started to add a little bit more body, a little bit more shading. Now you can see there's a difference between the way this has been captured and the way Albrecht Durer has captured it, because he's used a series of cross-hatching, which was very, very common if you wanted to do etching, for example, on copper plates, so that you could print more than one copy. And you can see the cross-hatching here and the cross-hatching here. Now, if you zoom out, then it does actually give you a bit of a view of a little bit of wrinkles, but it's not so much wrinkles. It's trying to emulate or simulate the curvature at the heel of your hand. Okay, this artist here has captured this by a gradual shading. Let's just move it on another little shade, and you can see that he's working here. Just notice the fact that we've got a piece of paper set up here, so that you're not smudging the area underneath. We've moved on a little bit further, and you can see now we're looking at getting a little bit more depth into this one, and doing a smudging technique. I'll just let this one play on just ever so slightly, and you'll see what he's doing. Now notice the fact that he's using the end of a pencil, which has got an eraser on it, and he's using that to rub out some of the shading that he's put in there. So do not be frightened to put stuff in, because you can always take it back out again. I personally use a putty rubber for this exercise, because I find you can adjust it into a little fine point. Okay, let's just stop that there for a second, and we'll just look at how he's developing these cuffs. Okay, and you can see no point in getting into big details here. Let's have a look at that free form, that free flow. You're looking at a number of areas first of all before you do anything else. Let's just run it on. Okay, again he's looking for the shading, and as he adjusts shading here, then he decides to try and pick up the same shading in different parts of the painting. So in the same way as if you were using colour, you would try and use a little bit of colour, say here and here and here, in order to gain some balance in your painting. This is coming on rather nicely. Okay, let's just move this one on a little bit further. Let me just stop it there for a second. Just notice here the use of a hog's hair brush. He's using that hog's hair brush because that will pick up and that will move the pigment around on the paper. And I do believe that we are using the putty rubber in this instance. So at all points in this he will be doing a direct comparison with the subject matter. In this case he's very lucky that he's got a master photograph to look at, and he can zoom in on it and have a look at detail. This sometimes helps, but sometimes you can end up getting too engrossed in the detail when you need to get the overall feel first of all, and then decide exactly how much detail you wish to put into it. And that, I think, pretty much concludes that one. We can have a look at some other ones from this artist. They're very useful. My son Ian also does this, so perhaps we can get him to show us a little bit more on how to paint. Okay, and I can provide you with a critique on that. Okay, thank you very much. Speak to you shortly.